All right, ready to explore the final frontier.
Always.
Okay, so we've got some really interesting sources here today.
Hmm.
One dives into the SpaceInfo Club
Okay.
and their whole goal of like democratizing space knowledge.
Right.
And then this other one covers Blue Origin's recent launch of their New Glenn rocket.
Okay.
So let's unpack what these sources reveal about the evolving landscape of the space industry.
It really is a fascinating juxtaposition, you know?
Yeah.
We've got one source that's all about making space accessible for
Right.
everyone from like students to seasoned professionals,
Yeah.
and another source showcasing, the cutting edge of private space flight.
Yeah, so first up, this SpaceInfo Club.
Okay.
They're offering everything from articles and interviews to online courses.
Wow.
They even do consulting for space companies.
Mm,
But what really got me was their Space Entrepreneurship 101 course.
interesting.
I mean, that's pretty niche, right?
Yeah.
Not your typical astronomy class.
No, it speaks to a broader shift we're seeing, I think.
Wow.
Space is no longer just about government agencies and scientific research.
Hmm.
It's becoming like a viable sector for startups and entrepreneurs.
Okay.
Imagine a future where space tourism, asteroid mining.
Whoa. Hold on.
Yeah.
Asteroid mining.
Yeah.
Are we talking like spaceships with giant drills here?
Well, it might sound like science fiction.
Yeah.
But companies are actually already developing the technology to extract resources from asteroids.
Wow.
And that's kind of where Space Info Club comes in.
Oh,
They're
okay.
like preparing the workforce for these future industries.
So they're kind of like the pioneers,
In a way, yeah.
setting up the infrastructure for a whole new space economy.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be real, space is still a pretty exclusive club, right?
Yeah.
What about people who can't, like, afford these specialized courses?
Right, well, that's a valid point.
Yeah.
But Space Info Club also has a ton of free content,
Oh.
like their YouTube channel with explainer videos on, everything from rocket propulsion to astrophysics.
Oh, cool.
And they've even got a podcast that interviews leading figures in the space industry.
Okay, so they're casting a wide net.
Exactly.
I like
Mhm.
that. It's like
Yeah.
they're saying, hey, space is for everyone. Come join the party.
Exactly.
But speaking of exclusive clubs, let's talk about Blue Origin.
Okay.
Their New Glenn rocket finally made it to orbit.
Huge
Yeah.
win. Reaching orbit on a maiden flight, that's a major milestone,
Yeah,
especially for a rocket as large and powerful as the New Glenn.
for sure.
It really demonstrates the progress Blue Origin is making in developing heavy lift launch capabilities.
Okay, but their reusable booster
Yeah.
didn't make it back in one piece, did it?
No.
Didn't they lose signal during the landing?
They did. It was a bit of a setback for sure.
Yeah, that's got to be a blow.
Yeah.
Landing a rocket vertically on a moving platform at sea.
Yeah. It requires incredible precision.
I can imagine.
Even a slight deviation from the planned trajectory can result in a missed landing.
Wow.
And then you add the telemetry loss on top of that, it adds another layer of complexity.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So 24 launches per year by 2026.
Mm-hmm.
That seems incredibly ambitious.
It's ambitious, yes, but also strategically calculated,
Okay.
If they can really nail that reusability
Yeah.
and achieve those launch rates,
Mm-hmm.
Blue Origin could really significantly undercut the competition
Right.
and drive down the cost of access to space.
So cheaper launches equal.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the big picture impact here?
And imagine a world where launching satellites is as routine and affordable as shipping cargo across the ocean.
Okay.
It could revolutionize fields like telecommunications, Earth observation,
Yeah.
even scientific research.
Okay, now you're talking.
Yeah.
That's a future I'd love to see.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get too carried away, dreaming of cheap space travel,
Right?
let's take a closer look at what these two sources tell us.
Okay, I think what's really interesting is how they highlight like a symbiotic relationship.
Oh.
You've got a company like Blue Origin pushing the boundaries of spaceflight technology,
Yeah.
and then you have the Space Info Club preparing the workforce and educating the public to support and contribute to this growing industry.
So it's not just about rockets and payloads.
No.
It's about fostering a culture of space exploration,
Mm-hmm.
making it accessible to everyone,
Yeah.
and creating a sustainable future for space activities.
Precisely. It's a multifaceted endeavor,
Yeah,
and it's only going to get more exciting from here.
I'm already hooked. So what's next on our deep dive agenda?
Well, speaking of Blue Origin's ambitious goals
Mm-hmm.
and, the rapidly developing space industry,
Yeah.
it really raises some intriguing questions about the future of space itself.
Oh,
What happens when space becomes more crowded,
okay.
more commercialized,
Yeah.
and potentially more contested?
Ooh, okay.
That's where things get really interesting.
Oh, okay. Now you've got my attention.
Good.
Let's dive into that.
All right.
Okay, so we've talked about democratizing space knowledge
Yeah.
and pushing the boundaries of technology.
Mhm.
But what happens when space becomes more crowded,
Yeah.
more commercialized?
Well,
It feels like we're on the verge of a new era.
it does.
And I have to admit, I'm a little nervous about what that might look like.
I think it's a valid concern.
Yeah.
Think about the early days of the internet.
Right.
A lot of excitement, a lot of potential,
Right.
but also a lot of unknowns.
Yeah.
We're kind of seeing a similar dynamic with space exploration today.
So,
Yeah.
like, are we talking space traffic jams and
Uh,
billboards on the moon?
Maybe not billboards on the moon,
Okay.
but space traffic is a real and growing concern.
Oh, okay.
As more satellites are launched, the risk of collisions increases,
Mhm.
potentially leading to like a cascade of debris
Okay.
that could make certain orbits unusable.
Wait, so it's not just about the satellites themselves crashing.
Right.
It's about the debris from those crashes causing even more crashes.
Exactly.
What?
It's like a chain reaction,
Oh.
sometimes referred to as the Kessler syndrome.
Kessler syndrome?
Yeah, imagine like a single collision creating thousands of pieces of debris,
Yeah.
each traveling at thousands of miles per hour.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It could create a very hazardous environment for future space activities.
Okay, that's a little terrifying.
Yeah.
But are there any solutions in the works?
There are.
Okay.
We can't just abandon space because it's getting a bit crowded.
Right. Right.
There are some promising technologies being developed to address this.
Okay.
Space agencies and private companies are exploring concepts like space debris removal systems.
Space debris removal systems.
Yeah.
Like what?
Which could, capture and deorbit defunct satellites.
Okay.
Or large pieces of debris.
So like space garbage trucks.
Kind of, yeah.
That's an image.
It's a bit of a
Yeah.
complicated process,
Yeah.
but it is a
Yeah.
necessary one.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds expensive and complicated.
It is.
Yeah.
But the alternative is potentially much worse.
Right.
Imagine losing access to vital satellite services
Yeah.
like GPS, communication, Earth observation
Yeah.
because of a debris field.
Right.
The cost of inaction could be far greater than the investment in preventative measures.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's not just a technological challenge, it's
Yeah.
an economic one as well.
Exactly.
We need to find sustainable solutions that protect our space infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the commercialization aspect?
Yeah.
Is it all about profit, or is there room for, like, collaboration and shared benefits?
It's a complex issue.
Yeah.
On the one hand, you have private companies investing billions of dollars in space exploration,
Mhm.
driving innovation and pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Right.
But on the other hand, there's a risk that space could become dominated by a handful of powerful entities,
Okay.
prioritizing profit over the common good.
So how do we strike a balance?
Right.
How do we ensure that space remains a shared resource for all of humanity?
Well, international cooperation is going to be crucial.
Okay.
We need to develop clear guidelines and regulations for space activities,
Yeah.
ensuring equitable access to resources and promoting responsible behavior.
So it's like establishing the rules of the road for
Exactly.
space travel.
Yeah, we need a framework that encourages innovation and exploration
Okay.
while also safeguarding the long-term sustainability of space and preventing conflict.
Right. And it's not just about government agencies anymore, is it?
No,
Like
yeah.
private companies, nonprofit organizations.
Right.
Even individual citizens have a role to play in shaping the future of space.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's a lot to think about.
It is.
It sounds like navigating this new era of space exploration is going to require careful planning, collaboration,
For sure.
and a whole lot of innovation.
Definitely.
It's a
Yeah.
daunting but exciting prospect.
It is. It is.
But before we get too lost in the stars,
Right.
let's bring it back down to Earth for a moment.
Okay.
What does all this mean for the average person?
Yeah.
How can we as individuals contribute to shaping a positive future for space exploration?
That's a great question, and that's exactly what we'll explore in the final part of our deep dive.
Okay, so back to our deep dive into the future of space.
Right.
We've explored some, pretty complex topics.
Yeah.
Space junk, commercialization,
Mm-hmm.
international cooperation.
It's a lot.
It feels like there's a lot at stake here.
Yeah.
But what can, like, the average person,
Right.
someone like you listening right now, actually do to make a difference?
You know, you might be surprised at the impact individuals can have.
Oh.
It all starts with awareness and education. The more people understand about the challenges and opportunities in space,
Wow.
the better equipped we'll be, as a global community to make informed decisions.
So basically, hit the books.
Well,
Become a space expert overnight.
not exactly,
Okay.
but staying informed is key.
Okay, so how do we do that?
Read articles, watch documentaries,
Okay.
listen to podcasts like this one.
Of course.
Even visit your local planetarium.
Right.
The SpaceInfo Club we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
That's a great resource for that.
Right, SpaceInfo Club.
Yeah.
They have that awesome YouTube channel with all those space explainers.
Exactly.
I've definitely lost a few hours down that rabbit hole.
It's easy to do.
It is.
And, don't just passively consume information.
Okay.
Engage with it.
Oh, okay.
Question assumptions.
Mm-hmm.
Think critically about the different perspectives.
Yeah.
And form your own opinions.
So
yeah.
Healthy skepticism is encouraged.
Always.
I like that.
Yeah.
But how do we go beyond just learning about space?
Right.
How do we translate that knowledge into action?
Well, support organizations that are working towards a sustainable and ethical future for space.
Okay.
There are numerous nonprofits, research institutions, even private companies that are tackling issues like space debris mitigation,
Yeah.
planetary protection, responsible space exploration.
So,
Yeah.
do some research, find a cause that resonates with you,
Exactly.
and get involved.
Donate, volunteer, spread awareness.
Yeah.
Every little bit helps.
Okay.
You can even reach out to your elected officials.
Oh, right.
And advocate for policies that promote responsible space exploration.
I never thought of that.
Yeah,
You're right. Our voices do matter.
they do.
But let's be realistic. Most of us aren't going to be designing spacecraft or negotiating international space treaties.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
what else can we do?
Well, never underestimate the power of inspiration.
Oh, okay.
Share your passion for space with others.
Okay.
Talk to your friends and family, spark their curiosity,
Yeah.
and encourage them to think about our future in space.
Especially the younger generation.
Yes,
They're the ones who will inherit this future.
exactly.
So we need to equip them with the knowledge and the inspiration to be responsible stewards of space.
Absolutely. Ultimately, it's about fostering a global culture of space exploration
Yeah.
that prioritizes collaboration, sustainability, and the common good.
Wow. We've really come full circle.
We have.
From diving into the details of a specific rocket launch to discussing the future of humanity in space.
I know. It's pretty amazing.
It's been quite a journey.
It has.
And this is, just the beginning.
Yeah.
As we continue to explore and learn, we'll undoubtedly face new challenges and discover new possibilities.
For sure.
But one thing is certain.
What's that?
The future of space is a story that we're all writing together.
I like that.
That's a great note to end on.
Yeah, it is.
So for all you space enthusiasts out there, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep imagining the possibilities.
Kind of said it better myself.
Who knows what incredible adventures await us in the vast expanse of space? This is the Deep Dive signing off.